Not going shopping for your replacement, Jonah, unless you stub your toe. You're it, kid.
So, if you could please introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Hello, my name's Chris Hafner. I live in the illustrious state of Maine. And my product is the Pemaquid Reserves Planner. I'm the principal, I'm the owner, I'm the financial architect. What this is a financial application. It's a portal application. It's designed to help homeowners associations, condominium associations, and like organizations that do reserve planning as part of their budgeting process.
So, where were you in your business before starting to work with us? What stage were you?
Okay. I always tell people we never heard of you before, Chris, and I said that's right. I'm the new kid on the block. My software is not even 2 years old. It's 17 months old. Realized what was being provided by the then property manager for reserves planning, and I was shocked, to say the least, as to what it lacked in its robustness. And I took it upon myself, because I was part of the transition team as well as on the board for 4 years, to go off and to get a reserves planning model put together that we could use here. So it got ready for market, and I said, well, I don't want the phone to be ringing forever and ever and ever. And I decided to put together 4 recordings, and I wrote the scripts for those. One was what we call it's called a learn more. Instead of calling me, there's a learn more button. And then I had 3 training videos, and I wrote the scripts, and I went out trying to keep the budget down, because I'm self-funded, and I went off and got somebody, and it worked functionally. Let's just say that. And then I started working with some trusted advisors and associates, and they said, full stop, Chris, if you're going to do this, why don't you do it right? It looks like you're doing stuff on the cheap, and you'll never get past 3 minutes. That's a quote. I call it sorting through the pile of options, and I ran into you, Jonah, and you understood what I wanted to do. You sent me examples. It was like a conversation. You grasped within like 3 minutes what I was trying to do, and within 15 minutes you were showing me examples of your work. That right there was impressive, because a lot of people could not. They would tell me how great they were. I wanted to see and hear. And you provided that. And then you walked me down through how the process worked, what you did, what you didn't do, how it went. And you said, Chris, before we get started, I think you sent me 7 or 8 examples and voices. That was great, because as soon as I started watching them, I realized that because this is about software applications and application, what it does, and refresher training afterwards. So the product, we're trying to sell a software product. That's what we're about. And so we went through, and I listened to what it had, and I think you had 7 or 8, and we got down to 1 or 2, because it was a motivation for one of the other ones you did. It was about training, about refresher, about what does this really do? I don't want to talk to somebody, but you got 5 minutes of my time, so quick, show me, and which you did. I will also say one thing for you on there. There were no redos. Okay, I hate redos. Do this one over, do this one over, do this one over, and before you know it, say, my God, what the heck's going on? A 7-minute conversation is taking us 6 days. We didn't have any of that. It was perfect timing to meet Jonah at a time when I'm trying to be the new kid in the block. And when you're the new kid on the block, I mean, there's other people out there that have their own spreadsheets, they have their own programs, they have their own this, that. Some of them have been around for 30 and 40 years. The problems what I had with the other person was, first of all, Jonah, you do this for a living. I ran into somebody who was obviously had a full-time job that was 50 hours a week, and I need to get something done, and said, I've got time a week from next Thursday. I don't have time for people who don't know which end's up. And I did not run into that with you, Jonah. You were clear, you were crisp, you knew what to do, not to do. And one of the things you did mention is when you're going through this was the access to the software. You wanted to be able to get in, have your own access to be able to go in, do the talking to play in. So we set you up, I think we did, that you had an environment, for lack of a better term, that you could go in and practice and play and learn how to navigate, because it's one thing to have the script there. It's another thing to know how to navigate from place to place, so that the voice, the screen, a little bit of music, all of that was in sync. So it looked like a professionally developed piece of gear, and it is. And that's exactly what I wanted. Once you hit that button and they hit the learn more, no excuses. It's got to be clean, it's got to be crisp, and it's got to be to the point where you get it. And that's what we have. You know, we went through, we did all 4 of those all over again, and then we did an update to the learn more. And we've just added 2 or 3 more things. So I'm going to be coming back to you to what I call splice, not a redo. Now, the learn more button and getting national webinars is number 1.
100%. I totally agree that this learn more, because that's what sits on your homepage. That's what
Yes.
gets the most audience.
Yes.
That's by far the most important,
Yes.
the most important video.
I got 3 emails. I got 2 phone calls and 1 email last week after watching the learn more. That's encouraging to have that happen, Jonah.
But you feel like you've been getting more calls and more inquiries?
More in probably the last 4 months than I got in the first year. I had been through this enough times, other places and previous jobs, to understand what it was like to have I think the word is now a digital presence, such that it felt human and that you wanted to know more instead of just, go away. I thought that I tried to be as transparent as I could with you, Jonah, is what worked, what didn't work. I like this, I like that, to keep us both focused and on track and not inefficient. Being efficient, not inefficient. I worked hard on the scripts. I thought I had good scripts until I had you go through them, and I said, "Oh, I missed that. I missed that. I missed that." This is what happens when you need to, in your career, surrender to an expert. You can't be an expert in anything. And although I might have had it directionally correct, you wanted to turn left, not right. Although you're on the same main road, you missed the exit. Okay. And I was looking for people who did this, for a living. When you get to something it's your face, not my face like this, but your face, the digital face that you have. There's certain things that I cut corners on at first and I shouldn't have, and I've learned from that. And I wanted to become done, very professionally. You met every timeline I asked. I mean, we sat down, we debated, what about this? What about this? What about this? Chris, I need notice. But when we came up with a model and a plan and a date, we together never missed one. I'm pleased with the results, and I'm back for more. So I think I can't make more succinct than that.
Yeah,
I'm not going shopping for your replacement, Jonah, unless you stub your toe. You're it, kid.